What's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, we're taking a peek over here at the Bitcoin price chart. But of course, my primary focus over the last couple of weeks has been trying to locate this bottom here for the altcoin market. After we spent a week looking for us to have one sweep of the lows, we have held it. And now it's just been up in here settling at this point. That's what we have been looking for over there in the altcoin market. So everything is still looking okay right now. This video actually will be pretty brief because it's just going to be kind of a quick look at what's going on with the short-term time frame stuff. I do have a big 54-minute video that will be released later today that I worked on all weekend long, painting the bigger picture of everything that's going on in the markets and the complications of what we have happening in here right now. But otherwise, yesterday, we did see Bitcoin shoot its way back up to $63,700. But still, in the context of the whole range that we're at right now, many times we're trying to make logical justifications for a move in a world full of chaos. So no evidence yet that we're actually trending here for Bitcoin right now. Even if Bitcoin does find support down here at the lows, many times we even see it, right? The first low is not the real low, and then it ends up going and starting to build an actual trend. We still need more evidence of price action to show up in here to give a further clue, because this is a large range. Just because we shoot up in here doesn't automatically mean that we're actually trending just yet. I know that's not what everybody wants to hear, but it's just the reality of it. The thing that has been more interesting to me has been that we've actually been able to hold this here for the altcoin market. Things have still been able to stabilize themselves down in here after doing really what we were looking for to get that second sweep right there. Market shifted its way up. Now we're working on a bunch of settling happening in here to try to actually do a reversal. I've showed a couple examples of how those types of reversals can end up looking down in there, where we end up sweeping these lows and then we have to kind of settle and then work our way back up. Sometimes in here, you'll even see these broadening wedges start to form in here, and then you go, right? We can see something like that starting to emerge now. Still doesn't mean that wedge is done yet. Even in the example of Bitcoin bottoming back in 2022, where it sweeps out the low, just like we have right in here, there's still a whole lot of mess that still has to go on in here before things can really start to get going. And that's just part of the process. That's the part of reversals. That's a part of the settling that happens at the bottom. I'm aware of that, patient and in acceptance. But the big thing to really be talking about is in the event that we are reversing in here, we do start shifting our way back up. Everybody's wondering it. I'm wondering it. Are we going to have the juice to be able to actually go into real expansion happening in this market? Or do we need to be really nervous up in here as we get back into these retracement levels? In the video that will be released a few hours after this one is released, we're going to talk about that from the really big picture. I've essentially spent the entire week diving into this type of data to see what are those things that are going to matter in order to see if we're going to do nothing more than a retrace or if we're going to end up getting into true expansion. And there are consistencies every single time of if we're going to go into actual expansion. Not just for Bitcoin, but even for the altcoin market, there are actually signs that do show up in markets everywhere to give us that clue of that happening. Posted a newsletter yesterday really diving into a lot of that data, and I highly suggest you check it out over there on blockchainbacker.substack.com. But in its absolute simplest form, we really just have to see risk on come to the market. Not just Bitcoin, not just crypto, but to broader markets everywhere, that we need to actually see true risk on come. What we can't have is just a continued consolidation into large caps, but an opening of breadth into all markets and risk on and everybody chasing everything. And people not being incredibly picky, but actually being optimistic that everything is going to grow. The future is bright. Opportunity is out there. And that's what we're really looking for. We can look to things like the NASDAQ, the Dow, the S&P, but the true controller of them all is the Russell, or the Russell 2000, essentially the small caps of the United States stock market. And to kind of just give you a picture of how crypto has really followed along with all of this, has just been even the behavior that we've had for the last 3 years. That every phase of this thing plays out the exact same, whether the falls are occurring together, the consolidations, the bottoms, the rises, the bottoms, the falls, the rises. It's really all tied together. And this is the risk on index, essentially, right? Throughout all of history, for every expansion in Bitcoin, to get that clean break through the all-time high. For every opening of breadth in the altcoins, even like we saw in October and then like we saw again in January, it all comes down to an opening of breadth in all broader markets. Fortunate thing that we have seen throughout history is if there is to be an expansion, if others is to get back up in here, where we work our way back into the retracement levels, if we are going to expand, the Russell has actually given an early indication that that is going to happen. For every expansion that we've ever had in the market, the Russell has given the heads up that it's coming. So, long video in the pipeline that took 3 days to build. Keep your eyes peeled for that later today. Otherwise, when it comes to actual price action, we held throughout the weekend, still just settling and ranging down in here, which is to be expected. That's how these often play out down in here. And we're not acting out of line of how they should to this point. So all is well in the universe. Just moving forward, our big $1 million question is going to be that. And so when it comes to others, when it comes to the altcoins throughout the weekend, I've continued to make my entries into the market. I think I'm over 90% in at this point. Things that would drive incredible concern would be if we take out the low down here that was set back on June 24th. And then if we zoom out just a little bit more, you can actually see that we do have our 50-week moving average coming in to scoop us up. So we are at that level as well. Plowing down below that would likely be pretty bad. But otherwise, we have a nice support coming in here at the exact same time on the structures that we have been looking for in here. And so all is well right now. I've got just a tiny bit more available to make entries. And we've actually seen some interesting behavior throughout the markets on some things that are really responding really well. And then you see lots of things that are actually just kind of settling kind of weak. So I've bought like 10 different assets. Some things have done very well. Things like AVAX they've gone on and done it. And then they've just been shooting their way all the way back up. These things look great. Aave has also done a very good job shooting its way back up. Same goes for Polkadot. But then you look at things like Hedera Hashgraph that still just haven't gotten any kind of bounce to be able to do anything like that. The same goes for SWI and something like Aerodrome Finance. So you do whatever you want to do. The way I'm kind of treating it is if any of them just start kind of taking out that low over there that's already been established, I'll cut those entries that were made in there and then reassess somewhere else. But for the most part, things are holding up fine, like over here with Cardano and XRP. And like we mentioned, a couple of them are even getting further way up there, like Aave and AVAX. And this is just kind of the process of how things go. So we'll take it one day at a time. But so far, everything looks just fine. So on that note, we'll wrap this up. We'll keep this one light, tight, and bright and quick. Keep your eyes out for the monster coming out later today, the monster video. Otherwise, a new newsletter was released over here over the weekend, really showing how that signal of the opening of breadth, even using indicators of breadth, have given us that foreshadowing and that evidence of we can look everywhere we want throughout this market. We can draw all the lines we want throughout the market. The thing we absolutely have to see is that consistency throughout all markets. And this is a 28-minute audio recording of this newsletter in here, and it's a good one. So check it out over there on blockchainbacker.substack.com. Of course, you get access to all the past ones as well and all the past audio recordings and all the research that's been put into there. You can also check out bcbacker.com with over 40 videos and 11 hours of content teaching you how to set up your own charts and indicators within TradingView and CoinTrader Pro and talking about the historical behavior of the cryptocurrency market. There are links in the description of this video to bcbacker.com and down here to blockchainbacker.substack.com. Otherwise, have an absolutely wonderful day. It's going to be a short week here on the YouTube channel. It is the 4th of July this Thursday here in the United States. It's Independence Day. I'll be having family visiting, so I'm going to enjoy a 4-day weekend. Stock market will be closed on Thursday, but I'm just going to go ahead and take Friday off as well to go ahead and have an extended weekend to be with my family. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys tomorrow and Wednesday. Until then, I wish you the best. But all right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you could be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.